Howdy, ladies and gentlemen of the internet. Your local cartoonist, Boxxi here. And today I got a video to share about my creative process when drawing cartoons. Right now I'm using a red kohl erase pencil. I believe it's Scarlet Red, but that's not important. Here I sort of feel out the drawing, I feel out the distance, I sort of hover about here and there, judging the distance I should place my features long before I place down the lines. And I feel like that's a very important thing to do while drawing. Just when you place down your form, such as a sphere that I have placed down from the get-go, and I just sort of feel out um, the distance between the features. And once I know where to place the features, I sort of use primitive shapes. I don't necessarily draw the details right off the get-go, but I do draw primitive shapes, and then I sort of what I call carve things out. In other words, you know how you like carve out a statue and you just form out the features that you need? You sort of do that in a sense, but in 2D. Um, so right here, I'm just refining the details of my drawing for this caricature. And I even add stuff that's not even on the reference, such as the shape of his hair and how it sort of tapers off a bit. The only reason I did that is because I find it more interesting to look at in that way. So, right here, I pulled out a fountain pen that I bought from fountainpenrevolution.com. Those guys make really good stuff. And I believe this model is called an Ahsoka. And I'm using it to put down the final inks for my drawing here. And don't do what I did. This is like cheap copy paper. And I found out the hard way that when you use like even as much as like fountain pen on just cheap regular printing paper, that sometimes the ink sort of disperses it out a bit. It's not very noticeable here, but when you look, if you had this drawing in person and you looked closely, you'd be able to see it and it'd be much more obvious. Anyway, I use the fountain pen because they're ultra flex nibs that are included with the pen feel very great. They're very close to G nibs when you use dip pens. Let me know in the comments if you want to see those in action. Moving on, I'm using a Pentel pocket brush, I believe it's called. I use that to fill out the blacks. So a total of like 3 different sort of supplies that I use. Even though it's not completely necessary, there are times where I just use a ballpoint pen and I'm satisfied with that. If you would like to see more demos like this in the future, let me know as well. I just love the quality that these inks give off, like it's been printed out. That's why I do it for the most part. And if you like this video, please rate it 5 stars, give it a like, whatever. And I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.